in. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. They sell fun stuff for less. Hey, I want to go get a side-by-side, a motorcycle, e-bike. Everybody's got e-bikes, man. Every time I turn around, there's somebody going for a ride on an e-bike. And then you get a person who's pedaling it, barely doing any work, and they're going like 80 miles an hour. They have all those things at Impact Power Sports. Branjo48 says, I'm going to destroy this Friday like it was a gerbil being flung against a tree in a plastic bag. God damn it. That fucking story. And it wasn't a gerbil. It was a goddamn hamster, you fucking moron. I haven't had that dream in quite some time. I think I've finally put some distance between my brain and that recurring nightmare of when I had to euthanize the hamster. However, it kind of was brought back into the, I haven't had to euthanize many animals. I'm going to take all dog euthanasia out of this equation. In fact, I would venture to guess that not a lot of people have actually killed an animal outside of hunting and euthanizing animals. Or like hitting them with the car. So you had the hamster moment, and then about 5 years ago, I was actually podcasting at Fear Bunker North. And I had a mouse trap set up. And I don't think I was live. Maybe I was live. I don't know. But the trap went off, and that got my attention. And then I wandered over to where the trap was on the other side of the trailer. And it was a mouse. And he wasn't dead at all. But he was trapped. And it hit him on the backside, so his legs are all fucked up. And so this is terrible. So I grabbed him, and I took him outside, and I hit him so hard with the flat side of the shovel that it didn't even resemble a creature. I mean, it was so sudden. He didn't feel a thing. It was like that submarine implosion. Cole writes, is he okay? Yeah, he's fine. He's totally fine. But I hated that too. But that one was, I learned my lesson from the hamster incident. Stevie says, Jesus, Eric, isn't it a bit early for this kind of talk? I would say it's always too early for this type of talk, but it happened. I'm with you. I don't think there's ever a great time to talk about when you had to flatten a mouse. Just like there wasn't yeah, you know what, though? Everybody laughed at the hamster story. So I don't, come on now. Give me a fucking break. That was a humane thing that I did. That was a gift that I gave that mouse. How do you think I felt? Bulls on Parade says he became one with the earth. Corey says the duct tape on the mic stand is a nice touch. Yeah, I know. That's temporary. Kenny says that Branjo45 completely sidetracked me. Yeah, I know. I was talking about Impact Power Sports and I ended up talking about killing rodents. Jesus Christ. Cole says, don't kid yourself. If that mouse got the chance, he'd flatten you with a shovel in a minute. That's true. So anyway, go to ImpactPowerSportsMI.com. They're awesome. They support me here. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. I think I was recruited by my daughter to paint the interior of her home. This is something you do. You know, you get to this stage where the kids get their first home, and they want to paint it. Now, the inside of this place is it's a lot of paint. Everything needs to be painted because the people that owned it had like horrible taste. And so everything needs to be redone. So, EZ, can you help? Yes, I will. I'll be there. So I think that that's kind of like the lion's share of what I'll be doing. The good news is I'm just following orders. I mean, Justin wants the house, Jackie wants the house done a certain way. Okay, paint. And I can do that. I'm actually pretty decent at painting. Bob says, when I was still using the live catch traps, 2 mice got in together and the one ate the other. It was only within a couple hours that they were in it. My God, they've got a type of trap where it's a black box, and the mouse goes in it, and it's battery operated, and it shocks it to death. It's unbelievable. And then you don't know it until you pop it open and you see the electrocuted mouse. Kenny says, what? Wait, what? Justin cannot paint? No, I'm helping him. I'm helping him. So that's the plan for Yo Pal this weekend. Yesterday, it was high drama at Bosco's Pub. So the plan is get in there, dinner service, and that's it. It's a typical day. And I'm driving there. And it's time for me to get there, and I'm halfway there, and I get a phone call from Mama. Now, Mama is Doug's wife. Now, she is the number. Doug thinks he's the number one there, but he's not. Mama is. So, hey, Mama. Hey, Doug told me to reach out to you and told you not to come in. Okay? The health department's there. And he doesn't want you there. And now in my head, I'm like, well, what's wrong? I mean, I work there. What's the big deal about me being there? Am I like a walking health department violation or something like that? Well, first I said, yeah, sure. And then I started to turn around and I'm like, wait a minute. What? I didn't ask. I turn around, I go home. A couple minutes later, Doug texts me, don't come in. I wrote back, yeah, Mama called me. I'm going home. And then he wrote, hold on. Now, at this point, I'm already home. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. This was weird. I actually have to call up the text exchange. The first thing, okay, Mama calls me. 3 minutes later, he texts me, don't come inside. I write back, Mama called me. I'm home. Text me when you want me, when the coast is clear. And he wrote, just hold on. Now, I'm already at home. And then I wrote, yep, indicating I got your message. And then he wrote, stop. So I'm way confused at this point. Don't come inside. Yeah, Dee Dee called. I'm already at home. Text me when you want me. Just hold on, he says. I said, yep. And then he wrote, stop. And then he wrote, come in. So then I got up and I got my keys and I started to drive back to Bosco's. Right? Does any of this sound strange to any of you? 90 seconds passes. He texts me, where are you? I wrote, I'm driving to work. Why aren't you just coming in? I told you to wait. I wrote, you did not tell me to wait. I was at home. Mama told me to go home. I'm on the way now. I'm like, are you retarded or something? I come walking in there. And he goes, oh, yeah, I kept getting interrupted with your texts. When the health department was here, it was way distracting. I'm like, I go, what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, you think I'm out in the parking lot when I just texted you, fuckface, that I went home. And you told your wife, Mama, to tell me to go home. And then you give me instructions. I write, yep. And then you tell me to stop. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, that was fantastic. So I get there and he's like, yeah. Yeah, dude, I went home. She told me to go. And then I was just answering you. I'm like, oh my God. So I just kept my mouth shut, waited, and then, and then it starts getting busy. All right. And now we're in a very precarious spot because he hasn't had time to decompress from whatever was going on before, which I wasn't there for. Which, by the way, the health department, when they were there, they go through the place with a fine-tooth comb and they finish their visit. You know what they said to him? All restaurants need to be as perfect as this one. Seriously. Ever since we've been coming here, it's always been a spectacular experience. You do a great job keeping everything above board. Great work. So he has all this positive energy, and yet I'm getting that nonsense. I mean, what the hell is wrong with you? Rebecca says, was he having a stroke? Stevie said, if my work told me not to come in, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't answer the phone. No, I didn't, and I wanted to go work. I like working. Jeremy says, yeah, put your phone on silent, Doug. David says, does he have dementia? So I get in there, and then immediately we get busy. Now, sometimes the servers have a tendency to do something that is a problem. You're supposed to go to the table, get an order. Okay, let's say they come in. You sit them down. Hello, welcome. What can I get you to drink? You get the drinks. You bring it back. If you had time to look at the menu. Yes. Okay, what can I get you? Let's say they order 2 burgers. You are to go back and put the order in. Okay, so that order comes in. That allows us to start it. Now, what this does is it creates the best opportunity for correct timing, because that order comes in. By the time the server then, maybe a little time passes and they seat another customer, they then take their order. You're looking at 5-6 minutes might pass. All right. You're supposed to always do it that way. It's not a good idea to do this. Get one table, and then the other people have been waiting, and then get the next table, and then while you're still on the floor, get a third table. And then you go and you enter the orders in. So boom, boom, boom. 3 tickets come in. 4 burgers for each ticket. All of a sudden, we're slammed. That's a problem. Jams everything up. Jams the fryers up. Jams the grill up. Doug gets pissy, it becomes a real issue. And then then all the food comes out at one time, and then it's a disturbance in the force. It's like that scene in Star Wars when the Death Star blew up Alderaan. Okay? And Obi-Wan is like, I decided that the disturbance in the force, like the 8 billion voices screamed out all at once, were immediately silenced. What? That's what that does. Sure enough, 3 tickets roll in, and oh my God, he starts. I can tell he's just simmering. David says, if the inspector said everything looked good, why was he freaking out? Well, you know how, like, in the world, everyone is a different personality, you know? And then there might be someone who might be, when everything's going great, they're one temperament. And then if anything veers them off the beaten path, they outwardly react with rage. That's what we've got going there. So, fortunately, I've gotten it figured out. Just keep your mouth shut now. I was flawless. I was an absolute pro yesterday and did not draw ire once at all. Not once. Everything was fantastic on my end. But had I fucked up, oh my God, look the fuck out. Now, when that happens, me, 54-year-old man with 3 chins and silver hair, feels like he's about 14. So I'm like, don't fuck up. Don't fuck that. Talk about pressure. Nick says Doug doesn't seem like a guy who likes authority. No, I think he's fine with authority. I think he gets anxious. David says he sounds a bit high-strung and tightly wound. Well, I mean, not everybody responds the same to pressure. Okay? Now, for me, I'm on the best pharmaceuticals that exist. So it takes a lot to have any type of pressure get to me. And I'm actually getting better at dealing with it. Now, of course, you may say, well, yeah, but what all the times you yell at Kenny? Well, yeah, that's true, but that isn't pressure. That was just anger and rage. That isn't pressure at all. That's just me lashing out like an asshole. But it ended up working out. We had 2 young servers there. Actually, I take it back. Heidi's a grandma, and Lena is a kid. She's like a sophomore in college. Really sweet. Now, I may be there tonight. I reached out to Fuckface, and I'm hoping to hear from him. Now, I had an idea for my own restaurant, and I ran it by Doug. As we say hello to Ryan. Ryan is here, and Ryan's job has taken him to where he hasn't been in here with us as much as he had in the past because, I changed the time of the podcast. So, Dougie is Doug's son. Hold on. I'm already getting ahead of myself. I had an idea for a restaurant, and it starts with just the name. And, the restaurant would probably be a food choices not that different than what they have at Bosco's. Bar food. But high-quality bar food. Because Bosco's Burgers selection are really, I mean, their burgers are absolutely fantastic. We make a great burger at Bosco's, I have to admit. We get rave reviews about our burgers. But the restaurant, honestly, the food has to be great, but I want to call the restaurant Bad Reviews Only Burgers. So that if you, first of all, if you Google Bad Reviews Only Burgers and there is a bad review, well, of course, it's Bad Reviews Burgers. The idea would be serve excellent food, but encourage the people to give it 5 stars and only give a bad review. So 5 stars and then say something shitty and really amp it up. Say, I got AIDS the second I bit into that burger. Or this burger was fried with throw up. Or whatever, make it up. Doesn't fucking matter. And then you actually say, "Is there? Oh, great! Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Don't forget to leave us a bad review. 5 stars, please, and a horrible review." I brought that up to Doug, and he goes, "People don't have senses of humor. They won't get it." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? It's called Bad Reviews Only Burgers." Anyway, just my idea. He thinks it's the dumbest thing he's ever heard in his life. Quote from Jeremy: "This burger had the texture of bull's testicles, but the fries were great. People will go there, or at least will read the reviews, and they'll want to try it themselves. The name is too long." What about Bad Review Burgers? People will still get it, won't they? Bad Reviews Burgers? Bad Reviews Burgers is kind of weird. I'll leave it to you guys to come up with something catchy, but that's the direction I want to go with. Bad Reviews Only Burgers. You're right. It's a little clumsy. Aram says, "What about bad burgers?" No, it can't be bad burgers. You're missing the point. How the fuck would the reviews work into it if it's just bad burgers? Nowadays, everybody knows what a bad review is. It's part of the lexicon. It has to. The one thing it has to have, Aram, is bad reviews somewhere in it. Chris says BRB with subscript Bad Review Burgers. No, that's even longer than Bad Review Burgers. Quote, "The big fraud tasted like shit. The secret semen sauce seems like it came from a clogged pipe. Trash people, trash service, 1 star." How come you guys are taking my great idea and making it shit? Kenny says, "I think Burgers Near Me would be a good name." No, you guys, I got a goddamn gimmick. Bad Review Burgers. It's too many cooks at this point. You're ruining it. Everybody's ruining it. I like Bob. 1 star burger. 1 star burgers, also good. You see, that's the idea I'm going for. 1 star burgers, Bad Review Burgers. Aram continues to not get the cleverness of it and writes, "How about Eric's Burgers?" That's twice now you've swung hard and missed badly. Chris says gimmicks don't work. Good food works. I know, fuckface. There's going to be great burgers there. How many times do I have to say this? No one gets it. This is, you know what? Now I'm getting annoyed. So stupid. The Lions played a exhibition game yesterday. Okay. Right away, Bill Simonson was watching, and he wrote on Facebook, he was critical of the backup quarterback. And his name is Nate Sudfeld. Nobody cares. He's never going to play. It doesn't matter. And he did the same nonsense last year. That the Lions need a quote-unquote stud backup quarterback who can lead the team in case Jared Goff goes down. And everybody's all worried because this Nate Sudfeld guy comes in and he doesn't perform. Well, at the same time, he also has he has backup players surrounding him, people who also won't be on the team. And then there's a third quarterback on the team, and people are like, oh, well, let's let him play. It's like, well, yeah, fucking idiots. That's the point. You let these people go out there, see if they can make anything happen on their own, and then you bring in the next guy, and then whatever. You got 3 exhibition games. Let's let these losers play. See which one will win the job. And that's it. There is nothing to be taken from preseason football. Not only are they being too critical of Nate Sudfeld, but they're actually, the comments led me to believe that they're like, oh, yeah, this team's going to take a step backwards based on what I saw here today in the preseason game. You assholes. Here we are. The team wins 12 games last year, wins 2 home playoff games. They're 2 drop balls away from going to the Super Bowl. And already fucking moron Lion fans that listen to the Huge Show are suggesting what they're suggesting, stupid things, after a fucking preseason game. Well, they were bitching about it at halftime. How dumb are you? So I jumped into the fight, and I said, imagine. And I basically said what I just said there. And some guy who's got Trump as his background on his Facebook page and a Michigan Wolverines helmet as his avatar, as his Facebook profile, said, yeah, whatever. You're just doing this for Facebook clicks. It's like, first of all, idiot, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I leave a comment on someone else's page, who gives a shit? And how that translates into quote-unquote Facebook clicks and how that translates into money is non-existent. You're an idiot. Yeah, we're just kicking it around. We're fans. This is our huge opinion. What the fuck? Yeah, but it's stupid. What a horrible take. You got backup players trying to earn spots on the team. And that's what Tyler says. The only people who should care about preseason football are the players who are playing for a job. Exactly right. None of this matters. Jeremy says, I cannot imagine watching a preseason game and having any sort of strong opinion about it. But I can promise you, do yourself a favor today just to see if this is true. Bill's show starts at 3 p.m. if he's even live today. I'm sure he is. And I guarantee you, since there's nothing else to talk about, the Tigers suck, and all we got is one preseason game to talk about with the Lions. And he's going to open up talking about Nate Sudfeld. He did the same fucking thing last year. I love him, but this is stupid. What a ridiculous thing to talk about. I would not discuss any of the play of any of the players. I wouldn't even have watched the game. I didn't watch the game. There's nothing to watch. And even if they did perform well, they're taking on players who are backups and practice squad players. It's nuts to form any opinion, a huge opinion, based on what we saw. This is probably not going to work out. He'll probably make it go to voicemail. But it stands to reason that he should be brought in at least with an attempt to defend himself. I will be shocked if he picks this up. Never happened. Come on.
Your call did not go through. Please try your call again.
Okay, so what he does there, that's a recording. That is not like the call didn't go through. He has, you know how like when you can record, hey, this is Eric, leave a message. He recorded what you just heard so that you would like, hey, what happened? I don't know. I can't get a hold of Bill. I don't know why he does that, but he does that. I want to call the show today and get on there. In fact, I wonder if I can get a hold of Brett Hayes, the producer for the show. I actually want to get on there today and chastise him and the audience members on that show. Of course, it's 10:30, so I don't even know if Brett's awake. This is a gentleman that was known as Lurch back on the old radio show days. It's the hardest thing in the world.
Hey, it's Brett. I can't get to my phone right now, but if you want to...
Come on, Brett. Tyler says Bill was off yesterday. I'm not sure if he'll be on today or not. Yeah. He reached out to me the other day, and he says, hey, can you fill in? And I'm like, I can't do it. My schedule has gotten really, really busy these days with all the different, side projects I have. I just can't do it. It'll be good for you. Come on. It'll be good. Bill, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I appreciate it so much. Somebody reached out to me the other day. It was actually LAV. My pal Greg Henson, who I've become pals with since he moved to town not long ago. By the way, Bill wants to kill that guy. And this was a couple weeks ago when I was up north. This is on a Thursday. He says, hey, if I get permission from iHeart, can you come in Friday and do the morning show with me on LAV? Michelle's gone. Now, I couldn't do it because I was up north. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, there is no fucking way you're going to be able to, quote, get permission. I work for iHeart. You work for Cumulus. This is not going to work at all. That would be like if the Chicago Bears called up Nate Sudfeld and said, hey, we know you're the backup for the Lions, but can you be our backup for one game? That doesn't work. Part of me wishes that I could have said, yeah, go for it, because I want to see how you, quote unquote, get permission. I have no idea. Speaking of which, I think I'll try one more phone call. I'm in the mood to call people. I'm in the mood to talk. Some of you may remember Travis Gibbs. Hello. Hey, Travis, I'm podcasting. Can I talk to you?
Yeah, man. What's going on?
There was a day when you weren't allowed to be on this show because I think you got in trouble.
Yeah, well, I mean, those people really aren't in charge anymore, Eric.
That's good. That actually makes me happy. So I was just commenting because I noticed that some people are starting to already lose their minds over one preseason game performance for the Lions. And that's annoying to me. That's really annoying.
I caught myself getting a little frustrated last night, but then I remembered half of these guys aren't even going to be on the team by week 1.
Yeah, I would say most of them. You know?
Yeah. Well, here's the one thing I did take away from last night. We're screwed if Jared Goff gets hurt. We don't have we do not have a backup
Yes,
quarterback.
we do.
Oh, who's that?
We got Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah. Nate Sudfeld, the guy that couldn't throw a forward pass last night. Neither could Hendon Hooker. Oh my God. Both of those guys are awful.
Oh, who cares? Don't forget, they didn't have any time. They had a piecemeal offensive line. I'm not worried about that at all. See, the thing is, Travis, Lions fans who get worried about the backup quarterback, they act like they aren't seeing what Dan Campbell and what's the name of the GM? What's his name again?
Brad Holmes.
Yeah, they know what's up. I mean, I trust them. Do you not trust Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes?
I do, and ultimately, like, if you're a rational person, you know that 99.9% of NFL teams, if their starting quarterback gets hurt, they're screwed. So we're not the only team that's like, oh my God, if we lose Goff. I mean, it's like if the Cowboys lost Dak Prescott, their season's basically done, because then they got to put some no-name in there to play quarterback for them. So,
well, there's that. I mean, yes, a no-name, but let's not forget, these people know how to coach. They'll probably tailor the offense to do different things. They've got a lot of very talented people. So, yes, that is true. There would be a little bit of an issue if the backup came in. But this was the same conversation everybody had last year, too.
Yeah, and then Goff played every game because he has the best offensive line in football in front of him, and they don't let anybody touch him. That's why the Lions are as good as they are. It took them years to figure out, oh my God, if we actually draft offensive linemen and build our team around our offensive line, we might actually be successful. Because for how many years did we watch Stafford run around like a chicken with its head cut off?
Yeah,
They finally built it right, and you're seeing the results. I mean, it's Super Bowl or bust this year for them. It really is.
Lions fans should be worried about what was their Achilles heel last year, and you want to see the improvement on the defensive backfield and stopping the run, and getting pressure on the quarterback. Those are all the three keys that can put this team over the top, in my opinion.
If they can be average defensively, they're the best team in football, without a doubt, because they can score at will. Their offense is fantastic. They're one of the best offenses in football. I'm surprised that offensive coordinator didn't leave and take a head coaching job. I don't know how someone didn't manage to pull him away from Detroit, but clearly they have a mission in mind, and it's winning the whole damn thing before everybody leaves.
You have just earned the Eric Zane Show podcast official Lions correspondent position. Everybody else that I called wouldn't take my call. They think I'm a loser. So this job is yours now.
Can I put this on a resume? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. You and then okay. Now you work with someone who really annoys me.
Which one?
Now, Greg, when it comes to the Lions, Greg Henson is the biggest naysayer that exists. Is he still being a jackass about the Lions prospects?
Well, last year we had a deal on our show. It's if the Lions win a playoff game, you can no longer say that you're Lions free, that they live, that you don't care about them anymore. You have to start caring, and you have to start being a fan again if they win a playoff game. They won 2 of them. And he claims he cares again, but his whole thing now, because it's him, he's like a battered child. He talks about, well, it'll never be the same again for me. Still, like, even though they're good again, it'll never be the same. And it's like, oh, please.
Well,
can we let what happened 20 years ago? Can we let it go? Hell, even 6-7 years ago with Matt Patricia, can we let it go? Nobody that is in charge in that franchise, all of them are brand new faces, basically.
Yeah.
So
fucking grow up. Quit being a bitch. Just go cheer them on.
Right. Hell, they've hurt me for over 20 years, and I still watch them. So last year was the ultimate payoff, and I think they're going to do the same thing again this year.
That's exceptional. I got a call from Mr. Henson a couple weeks ago, and I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but he said, "Hey, if I get permission, can you fill in for Michelle? And this is on a Thursday. He wanted me to do it on a Friday. How did he figure that was going to work?
I don't know how his brain operates all the time, but I know his head's screwed on. I saw it today. It's a pretty big head.
Yeah, I can't imagine him walking across the street and saying, "Hey guys, can we borrow Eric?" What the hell?
oh yeah, you're like a full-time guy over there now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on in afternoons. I don't know who's on the afternoon at your radio station. Is it you?
No, it's not me.
It's Brian. It's Brian, isn't it?
Brian Vander Ark. I got to ask you a quick question, by the way. I heard you doing afternoons on your oldies station.
Yeah.
Bill Simonson's throwing a party. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, Bill is the DJ at Rumors Nightclub.
Hey, that's a good fit for him. It's a good fit.
Yeah, I've been talking about how he's house DJ and talking about his fashion choices and all sorts of nonsense. And yeah, he's all over it, man. He's having a bocce ball challenge this weekend, so you can bounce your balls off Billy's face.
Well, he wears a fishnet shirt and a captain's hat,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Are you still doing a sports show on 1340?
No. Listen,
You dried up.
We had 5 listeners, and I think we pushed 4 of them away, so we only had 1 left. And at that point, you got to cut your losses and realize, man, maybe I'm wasting a little time here.
My God. Well, I tell you what, the audience can still check you out on the radio on 97 LAV, one of America's great classic rock radio stations. You guys are fantastic over there. And I appreciate you picking it up because you're a great chatter of the things that we talked about.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Eric. I appreciate it. Yeah,
sorry about the cold call, but I wanted to talk football, and I can't do it by myself.
You are you're an aggressive person. I think we can all agree on that.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you.
All right, see you, Eric.
Yep. There you go. That's Travis Gibbs. Travis he is part of the WLAV morning show, Michelle and Greg with Travis. They're awesome. After they got rid of Lori Bennett over there, redheaded B-lips, that opened up some new doors for me. I had tried to get the job that Henson has right now when Gates got shit canned. I said, hey, I want that gig. She goes, I want you for this gig. I go, okay, great. And she... So we started that. Henson ends up getting the job. And then the afternoon job opened up. And Michelle said, I want you to do afternoons. So I tried to get the afternoon job. And then Henson was there too. And then the word came back that Lori indicated that I was a no hire, like I was on a no hire list. She hated me so much that it went all the way up to corporate, no hire. Well, Lori gets shit canned like she deserves. And then now Henson's in charge. And he calls me up. He goes, yeah, you were never on a no hire list. That was all bullshit. I don't know where that came from, but I just found this out. You were completely sabotaged. You are not on a no hire list. And I go, oh, okay, thanks. I'll go call my lawyer. And then that was all bullshit. I'm not going to sue anybody. But I go, all right, well, anyway. So he was trying to get me on there. And then Big 101.3 said, hey, you want a full-time afternoon job? And I go, all right, I'll take that. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Somebody put me on the air. All right. Thanks to Travis. He's sharp. I might have to bring him back on. And also bring on that piece of shit Henson. In fact, I should get Henson on right now. This guy's a lightning rod. He's on LAV mornings. This is the guy that works with Travis. Probably sleeping. He put in his 4 hours. I need him and Travis at the same time to talk about the Lions. All right. One more. No.
Please leave your message.
I'm in kind of a goofy mood. For those of you that are getting the show on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much, but I'm going to send you on your way. The rest of the show is available on Twitch. I prefer that you get the show on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, all one word, and then you can watch the show live every single morning right here. Starts about 10 a.m. I really need to work harder at starting the show exactly at 10 a.m. I'm not going to say that it starts exactly at 10 a.m. until for several days in a row, I've actually started at 10 a.m. It's remarkable. The audio of this show becomes the audio podcast. You can download the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Just search Eric Zane Show Podcast, subscribe, rate, and review. All right, so thank you so much. If you want to leave me an email, send me an email on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, Eric@EricZaneShow.